Well, commiserations, Gary. Gave away an early goal and a bit of an uphill struggle from then on.
Yeah, we didn't get going, John, the first 15 minutes today, which was a little bit disappointing, really. I don't know the reason why. To be honest, we found ourselves one behind in the first 2 minutes. We conceded a lot of space very early on, where the players were a little bit apprehensive for the big crowd on there. So I don't know, we never got going, and 3 or 4 crosses come in and we got punished very early, and it put them on the front foot, of course. I felt that it took us probably 15 minutes to get in the game, and you know, we started to move the ball around, we were starting to get in the game, and I felt, you know, going into half time that we were very much in the match, and I thought that you know, we could go on and get something out of it second half. But you know, as much as we tried, and we, you know, had a lot of possession, but I think in the last couple of games, John, really, the Torquay game Tuesday, which was an hard blow to take in the last minute, and conceding the early goal here today, the two which, you know, haven't helped us. And you know, we've battled hard and worked hard, but I think we've lacked a little bit of quality, John, in the last 2 games in the final third. I think that does say that when you look, that we haven't scored, but we haven't really created as many chances. We've had a lot of possession in areas, and we've had midfield players having long range shots, but I don't think at the moment we're hurting teams enough or getting behind them enough in the final third. So, you know, we've got a week now before the Kidderminster game, and try and regroup and get ourselves right.
And presumably, Gary, the instructions to the players beforehand were to try and keep it tight, maybe for the first 15-20 minutes, given, you know, what the crowd are like here and how they really would get behind this side.
Well, you know, they've got a great crowd down here at Bristol, there's no doubt about it. They're a big club, they come out of the Football League, you know. If they start doing well in the conference this season, they will get 8,000 or 9,000 in the gates here, there's no doubt about that. And as much as we say that one way, it can go the other way with them, you know, John. And like I say, we've had a disappointing, frustrating 4 days, done a lot of miles, and so have the supporters. We had great support down at Torquay, we had great support here at Bristol Rovers, and I'm always disappointed for the supporters because they work hard all week. But I think that those supporters who travelled to Torquay and those supporters who travelled here today at Bristol will turn around and know that the effort and the commitment was there, but the quality today we lacked in the final third, John. I think it's nice to have that little 7-day break now for our next game, have a look at our injury situation, be in training this week, try and regroup and get it right for next Saturday.
And did you feel you had a decent shout for a penalty in the first half when the ball bounced up and hit Sinclair's hand? How
many times did it hit his hand, John?
I wasn't counting.
Well, being fair, John, you know, I don't want to turn around and make excuses, but it was a big decision, John, and I think the referee must have turned around and been unsighted, because I think the player who handballed it must have looked at every destination on the ball where he was planning to go on holiday in the next 10 years. He had it in his hands. He didn't handball it, John. He had it in his hands. He really did.
And again, looking at positives, Gary, you know, the way you set up today, you had 3 forwards, you changed things in the second half. You were bold, weren't you, in taking the game to Bristol? You didn't sit back at all.
John, you have to do it. We tried to have a go. We had a go. We're 1-0 down, give ourselves a little bit to climb and do, and you have to have a go. And sometimes you run the risk of getting beat, you know, by an heavy score. Whatever it is, I've had that in the past, and I can sleep with it. You know, at the end of the day, that's life and that's football. But you know, I have to look at the big picture, John, and we've had 11 games already. It's the 20th of September. In 5.5 or 6 weeks, whatever that case may be, we've had 11 games. We took 21 points out of 33. We won 6, drew 3, lost 2. We're sitting up there in the top 5 in the Conference National Premier League as a part-time club. There's room for improvement. We've all got to work hard as a manager, as management team, as players. And as much in this league as you can go and win 4, 5, 6 games, you can go and lose 4, 5, 6 games. So our number one thing now is to stop the rot, not panic in any way or form, but try and stop that little run. And all of a sudden we've got 2 home games against Kidderminster and Nuneaton, and all of a sudden the engine can start going, and all of a sudden you're moving along well. So that's our aim, really, John.
Lovely, thank you very much, Gary. Safe journey home.
Cheers, Pat.